Lando Norris has shared his thoughts on the championship battle once more, noting that while Red Bull may have hit a rough patch, the fight isn't over, especially with a three-time world champion like Verstappen in the mix. McLaren seems to have the fastest car right now, no matter the track, and Norris is just 52 points behind with 6 races and 3 sprint events left. Could he pull off one of the greatest comebacks in F1 history? In 2024, Norris has been a positive surprise, spicing up the championship race. Despite missing out on wins due to various setbacks like his start at Monza, strategies in Canada and Silverstone, and an incident in Austria, he's still within striking distance of Verstappen. On McLaren's car, the MCL38 has given them a big edge, partly due to a special DRS effect. However, the FIA has banned this feature for the rest of the season to prevent other teams from copying it, which might be more noticeable during races with long straights, like in Las Vegas. Despite these challenges, Norris has steadily been closing the gap to Verstappen. Even though this isn't quite how Norris envisioned things unfolding, considering there were 2 races where he hoped to close the gap on Verstappen, Singapore and Baku, it's still encouraging for Norris that he's proving to be more competitive than the 3-time world champion. He's managing to maintain some championship momentum on his side. However, looking at the bigger picture, Norris thinks that catching up a 52-point deficit is a huge challenge. To win against a powerhouse like Red Bull and Verstappen, something truly extraordinary would need to happen. Plus, he'd need to score more than 8 points over Verstappen in each race to take the championship lead. This has only happened once so far, in Australia, when Verstappen couldn't complete the race because his car broke down. Reflecting on the points gap, Norris commented, "Just 52 points. That's a lot, especially with Max consistently finishing second. The gap doesn't shrink quickly. I've been performing well over the last couple of months, although I haven't had the results I wanted, like in Singapore. My performance over recent weekends has been strong. I wish I was closer in the championship race. We face challenges head on and are moving forward. I'm satisfied with our progress, but we must continue to work hard as I anticipate Red Bull will catch up. Ideally, I'd like my races to be smooth and straightforward. Some people quickly claimed that Norris shouldn't even be competing due to the controversial mini DRS trick. But we must remember that he's won races with over a 20-second lead against Verstappen on tracks where high downforce is crucial. On these tracks, the flexibility of the front wing matters much more than the rear wing. It's clear that the entire MCL38 is an impressive car, brilliantly combining mechanical and aerodynamic features. We must acknowledge the impressive technical changes made by the Woking-based team, leading to this championship-winning vehicle. They are undeniably the team to beat in the Constructors' Championship, with Red Bull struggling to maintain second place. However, in the Drivers' Championship, Norris will need assistance from his teammate Piastri to ensure Verstappen doesn't score points. Occasionally, Verstappen might have to compete against a Ferrari or Mercedes driver if the planned upgrades in Austin don't pan out as expected. Nonetheless, Piastri wasn't recruited to be second best. Although he currently sees his role as supporting Norris in the championship battle, he emphasised the importance of securing the Constructors' title for the team. He also issued a strong warning to Norris, making it clear that he won't always step aside in races for him. Winning the championship in that way isn't what Norris would want either. The Australian driver emphasised that the team is eager to win both championships, and when there's a chance to do so, you shouldn't let it slip away. He admitted that he dislikes team orders limiting his performance, as no driver enjoys being held back. Every driver wants to prove they're the fastest on the track to maintain their pride. However, he is willing to support Lando in the final races if needed, since Lando has a more realistic shot at the title. But he insists that he will only yield if it makes sense for him, as he's not giving a free pass. In Baku, McLaren showcased our racing strategy. If Lando hadn't managed to hold off Perez after the first pit stop, my chances of winning could have been slim. So Lando deserves a lot of credit for this victory. However, our sights are set on winning the Constructors' Championship as well. Giving up my race to help Lando wouldn't necessarily help us reach that goal, so we'll make our decisions based on each situation. Right now, McLaren seems to need a stronger driver duo to secure championships in both categories, especially since Perez hasn't been performing like he did in 2021, when he stood his ground against Hamilton and stole crucial points in races like Turkey. This all suggests that if McLaren continues to strategise wisely for the rest of the season and prioritises Norris over Piastri when it makes sense mathematically, we could see a new champion emerge. Even if the media argues Norris would be the most undeserving world champion in the sport's history, it's important to remember that Norris was once trailing over 80 points behind Verstappen, and no driver has ever bounced back from such a gap, regardless of their team's context. Lando Norris has expressed his eagerness for the rest of the season to unfold. If you look at the facts, it's easy to see why things are this way. In the 4 races following the summer break, the British driver has claimed 2 victories and racked up 80 points, making him the top scorer in that period. If not for a disastrous qualifying session in Baku where yellow flags forced Norris to slow down after he had already run wide at turn 16, the points gap between him and Verstappen could have been much tighter. Still, the Brit cautions against underestimating a competitor like Verstappen and a powerhouse team like Red Bull. This combo has been unstoppable in recent years, particularly in 2023 when the RB20 clinched 21 out of 22 races, which is why it's surprising that there's even a championship battle going on right now. Commenting on the situation, Norris said, "We're in a good place right now. I want to keep pushing. Forget the break. Let's head straight to Austin. The team is doing an amazing job, but we're up against Red Bull. People often underestimate them far too quickly. Facing Red Bull means going up against Max, and they've been dominating the sport for years. They're a formidable challenge. It seems like people let their guard down too easily. With Max and Red Bull on your tail, they'll do everything to push forward. But if you're Verstappen and Red Bull, you know the pressure of holding onto the championship title." In 2021, the roles were reversed with Verstappen leading most of the season. The last few races were thrilling as Hamilton closed the gap to nothing before the final showdown in Abu Dhabi. For Norris, the objective is crystal clear. Keep winning every race until the season wraps up and aim for your teammate Piastri to snatch second place from Verstappen. Maybe Leclerc, Russell or Hamilton can also speed up just enough to slide in between Norris and Verstappen. Considering all this, do you believe Norris and McLaren have what it takes to clinch his first championship? And if they do, would you say the victory is well earned as a result of the incredible progress they've made over the last few years? Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, subscribe to the channel and leave a comment below. See you in the next video.